Good evening, football fans, and not football fans, but good evening. You're live, Third Down with Morgan Holder. I am Morgan.
And I'm Holder. Welcome to the show.
We got some good topics, fantastic topics. I think they could top the past weeks we've had. Let's go ahead and jump into it. I want to give my shout outs to First Take with the best analyst and Stephen A. Smith, Out of Pocket with RG3, and Manning Cast with one of the greatest quarterbacks, Peyton Manning, and his little brother Eli Manning.
And I'm on board with the Pat McAfee show, the Rich Eisen show, and the Pivot.
Speaking
the
of
shows in sports.
Speaking of all the shows, I think Pat's probably out of your bunch is the best one.
You know nothing about anything.
Yeah, I just said Pat McAfee's the best one. So Holder, last week we was watching the game of well, it was past Monday. We was watching the game of Minnesota and the Bears, and we didn't realize that Randy Moss is going through a battle, right? With that being said, I want to give my thoughts and prayers to the greatest Vikings receiver, Randy Moss, as he's going through this cancer. I hope he overcomes it and can beat it.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Hope he does overcome it. He's an iconic figure in the sports world, and he does not deserve that.
He's definitely one of the greatest. I just said one of the greatest.
I said iconic.
Oh yeah, you did. You did say iconic. Okay, just making sure you said it. Making sure.
Right.
I know last Saturday we kind of gave a shout out, but I definitely want to give a shout out to Travis Hunter for winning the Heisman. Um, I think it could have went either way, but congratulations to Travis Hunter.
No, it couldn't have went either way. Come on, man. Travis Hunter plays both ways.
Okay, and Ashton was doing things that we haven't seen done as a running back for a while. Come on, seriously?
He only plays one position.
So? It's not...
Travis Hunter deserved it. He got it.
Travis Hunter...
It's a done deal.
Travis Hunter
you
has
will never see another player like Travis Hunter.
We said that about Charlie Ward, too, didn't we? And Antoine Randall. Charlie Ward, he played football and basketball. And we said
40,000 years ago.
And we said the same thing about Antoine Randall.
I'm talking about for football, not for football in another sport.
I'm talking about Antoine Randall as well. Quarterback, receiver.
This is a football show.
Well, I'm just saying, Antoine Randall played quarterback and he played receiver as well for Indiana Hoosiers.
He did not play offense and defense.
He played two positions. I don't care.
Sounds like you're a hater there, Morgan.
Travis Hunter got shut down multiple times.
You're a hater.
I'm just saying. Defense-wise, he was good. Offensive-wise, he was average. Just saying.
Yeah,
average.
Okay.
Average at best.
Guaranteed he gets drafted as a wide receiver.
He should stick with DB. I don't think he's big enough to play receiver. Anyways, that's me. Speaking of changes and overloads and not being big enough, not being good enough, how about the news of Kirk Cousins being benched and getting ready to be released by the Falcons? You think Penix can save the Falcons season this year?
You would have predicted that. Why would you even ask me that? I didn't predict him being waived or cut, but I predicted that Penix would play before the season was out.
You did. So, Coach V, I know he's not on the show tonight, but Coach Vari said the same thing last week. He said that he predicted him to start soon, and he got his prediction right too. I think it was a long wait, but I kind of also thought the Falcons went over their head by giving Kirk Cousins all the money they did, and also drafted Penix. They could have drafted some other people, but they didn't.
Yeah, I don't know what the Falcons were thinking, but they kind of got it right by getting Penix, but they didn't. They could have saved themselves a lot of money.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And here's my thing. I I think, and maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just gonna throw this out there. Cousins had a good year with Minnesota before he got hurt. I think he's done. I think he needs to retire. Believe it or not, I don't think it's the coaching staff in Atlanta. I think it's on him. I think what falls on him is on him. Multiple interceptions. He didn't throw that many playing for Minnesota all those years. But here he comes throwing interception after interception this year with Falcons. And they got good weapons around them. Good receivers, good tight ends, a good running back. They got a good O-line. Young, like you said last week, and I think Var said the same thing last week, was this team is young, and I think they're too young for Kirk Cousins.
Well, he's not evolving with the league. The league is, going more toward more quarterbacks, and Cousins is not.
And you said that multiple times.
You cannot run a RPO with him.
And you said it multiple times. Even when you played for the Vikings, you said he's a statue. He stands still. He doesn't run, and that's why he takes sacks. That's why he throws incomplete passes while he's running. I believe
it's not good enough. I mean, I've never been a Kirk Cousins. Maybe when he was with Washington, but as the years have progressed, I never really felt like he was a competitive quarterback.
I lost hope when he threw the ball 2 yards when he had 8 yards to go. Seriously, that's when I lost hope.
Well, he made Brett Favre-like decisions too. He made rookie mistakes. I mean, as a veteran, as many years as he's been in the league, he should not be making the mistakes he makes.
No, he's 35, 36? Something like that? He's been in the league for, 12, maybe 11 years, if that? Something like that? Around there?
Yeah, he shouldn't.
I know.
God almighty.
And you can hear me out when I tell you this. The Giants need a quarterback. Cleveland is looking for a quarterback. Myles Garrett, he said he wants to win. He don't want to rebuild. So Browns definitely need a quarterback. The Jets, because what's going on over there with Aaron Rodgers, they need a quarterback. Tennessee definitely needs a quarterback. So we got multiple teams that needs a quarterback. Do you think Kirk Cousins will wind up with one of those teams?
No. Kirk Cousins should retire or play backup.
If I was Atlanta, I would cut him, sign him back for a vet minimum payout, and make him back up Penix.
Yeah, I don't think Kirk would play backup. He either needs to retire or retire.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to retire, though.
He doesn't have it anymore. And if he gets picked up by another team, what are they going to pay him?
Well, we know when you go to the Browns, your career is over with. Again, maybe he goes to the Browns and his career is completely over with. Maybe he goes to Dallas. Dallas is known for ruined careers as well. Look at Terrell Owens, his bum ass. Went over there, did terrible, and retired.
It was done before he went to Dallas.
I'm just saying he went over there. He was a bum before, bum then, retired.
He was a cancer waiting to spread. That's what he was. He was spreading cancer. When he went from team to team, proclaiming he was better than Jerry Rice.
Definitely was not. I think the only person that came close to Jerry Rice was Megatron for the Lions, Calvin Johnson. That was it.
I doubt it.
Speaking of NFC North, I've been hearing rumors about the Bears trying to get Kyle Shanahan from the 49ers. What do you think about that? Do you think it would be a good move, smart move, dumb move? Do you think it was going to happen? Do you think the 49ers will let him go? Do you think he would go over to the Bears?
I don't know, and I don't care, because why would the 49ers let him go? Their season has been hampered by injuries.
So when I was watching the Vikings and Bears game,
go ahead.
when I was watching the game Monday, Vikings and Bears, they said that they can throw trades in there to get Kyle Shanahan, maybe throw some draft picks. 49ers could possibly get draft picks for him. I mean, we haven't seen this done for years of a coach being traded, but it's a possibility that this could happen. They said that
I don't.
he's a good quarterback coach, and they said Caleb Williams he's a quarterback coach, and who's better than Kyle Shannon at that position of being a good head coach, but also one of the best quarterback coaches.
Do you know anything about football?
I'm just
I mean, really?
I'm just saying, stating facts.
Trade a coach? No.
Stating facts. It's happened.
Who?
I'm pulling it up right now, but it's happened. They even said it on the thing.
No.
I'm looking up right now.
You can look it up.
Look it up.
I've never heard of coaches being traded. I thought you were a football.
I'm telling you. And I think
believe everything you hear, Morgan.
it was Don Shula. He got traded in 1970. He was the first, or that was the first one that I knew about.
Okay, and that's.
But there's been 8 of them.
How many times since the 70s?
There's been 8 of them. John Gruden, Bruce Arians, Don Shula, Bill Belichick. No. I mean, multiple.
No.
Just saying.
So you're telling me one coach...
Sean Payton was the recent one.
Another team, and the present coach went to the team that the other coach came from.
No. So what happened was that team had to go look for another coach.
I'm not sure.
Sean Payton was another one. He got. I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm not feeling it.
I'm just saying.
That's not going to happen in this day and age.
Sean Payton was the most recent one.
He was not traded. He retired and came back.
I'm just saying that they're calling it a trade because he was still in the contract. I'm just saying, and this comes from the NFL Network.
Stop it. I'm going to call your mother and tell her how you're acting.
Call my mom because I'm giving you facts.
That's not a fact. He retired and came back.
I'm just saying. I mean, Sean Payton contract details. I can read them if you want me to.
No. Can we just move on?
Because you don't want me to give you the truth.
It's not the truth. It's not going to happen. It's what I'm saying. It is not going to happen.
Anything is possible. Anything is possible.
No.
All right.
I'm not feeling it.
Anything is possible.
Listeners and subscribers aren't feeling it. I'm not feeling it. It is an opinionated show. That's your opinion.
It's not an opinion. It's been rumors.
That's your opinion. You're saying it's possible. I'm saying it's not.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
That's your opinion.
So if it happens, what are you going to say?
It happened. What do you want me to say?
I don't think it's going to make a difference for the Bears, though. Whoever they get, I mean, they're still going to suck. Still going to be the same old Bears. Nothing's going to change.
I don't know about that. I mean, Mike Dick could change them.
Yeah, how long ago was that, though?
Doesn't matter. It happened.
I mean,
they won a Super Bowl. They sucked, and they won a Super Bowl.
When they let go of Lovie Smith for God knows what reason, I think that's what kind of hurt him recent, of this era of football.
That's Bears history for you.
So, speaking of histories and injuries and all that fun mumbo jumbo stuff, there was a lot of injuries that happened on Week 15. A lot of injuries. What injury stood out with you that you think hurt a team's chances of going to the playoffs or going to the Super Bowl?
I don't know. Injuries happen. It's NFL. I think the greatest injury that's non-playoff related is the loss of Hutchinson for the season. That's probably the most significant injury.
I'm see, here's you say that because even without him, they was winning games, right? And then they lost three big important defensive players against the Bills. I mean, and then you got Montgomery that's hurt as well. The Lions injuries against the Bills are my main focus, my main concern, because I don't see them going to the Super Bowl where people have them going at this point with those key injuries. Yes, if they get to Super Bowl, some of them can come back, including Adrian Hutchinson, but I don't see them making it that far without these key players. I mean, as we can tell, when they play against the Bills, when those players got hurt, they couldn't stop Josh Allen or James Cook.
I still believe they can go.
No, I don't think so.
They have a great head coach. He has a great mind for the game. He's a motivator. They still play good ball.
Oh, I mean, offensively, yes, but you got to have defense too. You know, if you can score, you got to have defense to stop the score so you can keep the ball and score again. Because you don't want to play offense versus offense. You got to play defense in there as well.
Well, I think they can do it.
I don't think so. I don't. They lost three key players. If they lose,
know what you think, Morgan.
If they lose to the Bears, I know for a fact they would not go to Super Bowl.
They're not going to lose to the Bears.
And that's
Why would you even?
That's not me hating.
Let that come out of your mouth.
That's not me hating on the Lions. I'm just stating a fact.
It's not a fact.
Okay. You know what?
They are not going to lose to the Bears. Really?
Look, we'll talk about the picks later, but I'm telling you, they could lose. They could lose. You really don't think that?
No, I don't.
Why?
The Bears are a subpar team, and they have no confidence whatsoever. The Bears.
Look.
Let me tell you what the Bears are doing. They may put on the front, but they're going to add players to their roster through the draft. And they want to be as high as they can when draft time comes.
You might have a point with that. I mean, we seen when Williams got hit pretty hard against the Vikings. We seen him lay on the bench. I'll tell you that. He had the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah.
I mean, and then Keenan Allen, I mean, that guy, he's old. So, yeah, I mean, draft. But I still, anything's possible. Because even though if they beat the Lions, they can still get a good mid-first round pick.
I don't believe they'll beat the Lions.
I mean, the Lions need to win that division. They got to keep winning games. But again, without that defensive pressure that they're missing with Adrian Hutchinson and the other three that got hurt, I don't see it happening. And I'm not saying against the Bears. I'm just saying in general.
You're a hater because you're in the division.
I'm stating a fact. I'm just saying.
You're being biased.
I'm not being biased. I'm not being. I mean, if they beat the Bears, they got the Packers and Vikings left. I mean, I don't see them. Yeah, I really don't see them.
Now,
what was you going to say?
As a Vikings fan, you hope the Lions lose because it'll make it even better for your team.
Yeah, because they could win the division.
To get a home game or
they can win that division.
A good seed in the playoffs.
Okay, so they don't have the Packers to play, but they got the 49ers. Do you really think after they beat the Bears, do you think the 49ers ain't going to beat them?
No. You think the 49ers are going to beat Detroit?
Possible.
Dude, put down the flask.
If they don't beat the 49ers, I know for a fact they're going to lose against the Vikings. For a fact they're going to lose against the Vikings.
Put down the flask.
When they beat the Vikings a couple weeks ago, well, earlier in the season, they only won by 2. Now they got people hurt. Do you really think that they're going to win by more than 2? No. I don't see it happening. I think the Vikings will come out scoring, and they're going to win. That's going to look. Both teams got to win. I get that. But if we can win games and we can go against the Lions at the end of the season like we're supposed to, and we beat them, we got the division locked.
Not gonna happen.
You say that. You said I think it's going to happen.
Not gonna happen.
Why don't you? Why do you think it's not going to happen?
Because it's not. Detroit is unstoppable.
So again,
Unstoppable. Your quarterback throws 5 picks and they win the game. Most teams, your quarterback throws 2 picks.
You're not understanding. You're not understanding. They're missing 3 besides Aiden Hudson, 3 big key defensive players.
Next man up. Have you heard of that?
And we see what happened against the Bills. The next man up.
You don't think anybody on that roster wants to make a name for themselves? And you're not going to go out there and play your boots off? Come on, dude.
When they play against the Bills, next man up didn't do it, did it? They lost. I mean, I know the Bills, I get it, but still they lost.
They're going to win out.
I don't know. Even David Montgomery, the other running back that helps out Gibbs. I mean, you have a 1-2 punch right there. He's out. I mean, do you really have to rely on Gibbs because he's gonna get tired getting that ball? I don't know who the other running back is over there, but I don't know if he could be like David and Gibbs together.
Well, I guess it just remains to be seen. Morgan, doesn't it?
I guess so, there, bud. Guess so.
I guess so. And then when it happens, I don't want to be the first one to say I told you so.
I mean, we can make a bet. I mean, I know Vari's on the show. I made a bet Vari was last week, and he owed me 50 push-ups because he lost that bet. I'm on the road. You want to bet me?
Bet you what?
If the Lions does not win a division, you owe me 25 push-ups.
The Lions are going to win the division. What are you talking about?
Okay, you think so. I'm thinking the Vikings are going to win. If Vikings win...
You're saying the Vikings are going to win the division?
Yes, hands down. They're going to beat the Lions the last week to get that division.
I don't think so. I think it's time for Darnold to have another bad game.
Do you want to bet that the Lions will not win the division?
No, I don't bet.
Are you scared?
I'm an American.
I'm American, but are you scared?
You're not American.
I'm American. Just because I'm not a Trump supporter doesn't mean I'm not American.
You're not American, dude. You're a Vikings fan. How can you be an American?
And you're a Pittsburgh fan who, by the way, you know what? Wait till we get to the picks, because, yeah.
What division is, what conference is Pittsburgh in?
It doesn't matter, AFC.
The American Football Conference.
I'm done with you.
I am an American.
I'm done with you. Speaking of American football, or American Conference football, like you say, Will Levis got drafted by Tennessee, started for Tennessee, now he is a backup again. Do you think his time in Tennessee is over?
Time for what?
Do you think his time's over with in Tennessee?
Dude, Tennessee is going to get a quarterback in the draft.
I know that, but I'm asking you, do you think he's going to be a backup, or do you think his time is over with in Tennessee? Do you think he's done?
I don't know. I think he's done, period.
You know what's crazy is...
done in the NFL.
What's crazy is that you only see a couple quarterbacks for Kentucky make it a couple years, and then all of a sudden they fade. Tim Couch, Gerald Lorenzo, now Will Levis. That's three. That's 3 to name a few, right? Become a quarterback from Kentucky, get drafted, and you fade off after a few years.
You know, Will Levis was in a class with a bunch of sorry quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah.
He shouldn't. I mean, I didn't expect much from him anyway. Just for that reason. I mean, it's like when what's his face, Riddick and all those other guys were drafted. That was a bad quarterback class. I mean, I didn't expect much from any of those because that's all that was available.
I think the best quarterback class in this era would be Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. Would be that class, but I think I think we're expecting too much because of that class, right? But Will Levis had so much. I'm not gonna say talent with him in Tennessee, but he had a few good receivers over there. Line not so much. Running back, he had a good running back in Tony Pollard. So I mean, there's no excuses. No excuses.
I didn't. Not that I was a Levis fan, but when those draft picks were made, I just didn't think.
I didn't think it was gonna get drafted that high, anyways.
That there were a lot of good choices, but what other choices did you have when your spot came up to pick? I mean,
and here's the thing:
you take a chance, and I mean, think about this.
Because you got to think he got drafted a year before last, right? They had what's his name? Ryan Tannehill, right? They had him. What they should have done was keep Ryan Tannehill, sign Mason Rudolph like they did, and then not draft Will Levis, but draft somebody this past draft, because you had a lot of quarterbacks in that draft that got drafted, and are doing phenomenal as we speak. Anyways, we're about to see Michael Penix tomorrow put on a good performance, right? So they could have done something like that. I don't know what Tennessee was thinking. I don't know what the organization was thinking with Will Levis, because again, you don't see a lot of Kentucky quarterbacks coming out, getting drafted, and being so good. You just don't see it.
Well, I think Tennessee was desperate, honestly.
I mean, but you got to think, and then you
pick a guy like that, you just hope for the best, and that's it. Not saying that he's not smart or anything like that. He just, you've seen his play, you've seen where his mind is when he's trying to make these under pressure decisions, and he just doesn't have it.
I don't think he was NFL ready. I mean, you was backing up Ryan Tannehill.
No.
I mean, I don't think he was NFL ready.
No, he was not.
He
still isn't.
So, what do you see Tennessee doing? You see Tennessee cutting him, or do you think they're going to try to trade him?
I honestly don't know. I don't think that. I don't know. I really don't know. A lot of teams make very poor decisions, and I don't know. Maybe if they get a quarterback and they see that they don't need Levis, then they may let him go after they see there's no need to keep him on the roster. Okay. Could be a mid-season trade.
Maybe a draft night trade. And speaking of quarterbacks, Mac Jones is doing pretty well in Jacksonville with Travis Lawrence being out. Do you think, and I know this ain't on the topic tonight, but I'm thinking about this as we're talking. Where do you see Mac Jones? Do you think he's going to be in Jacksonville starting, or do you think he's going to be somewhere else starting?
No, I don't think he's going to start in Jacksonville. I think he'll stay there and ride it out till his own becomes. I don't think, I mean, yeah, he's doing good now, but I don't think that he can maintain that.
You don't see it?
I don't see it. Not right now. Maybe in a year or two, but I don't think he's ready yet. I mean, he's a damn good quarterback coming out of college. He just
and going to the Patriots.
Maybe the system is good for him right now, but you don't. You're questioning Trevor Lawrence now.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Trevor Lawrence is good. He is, but I think Jacksonville, again, like we talked about before, I think they need to rebuild. I mean, they
just paid Trevor Lawrence. He's not going anywhere.
That's true, but look what's going on in Atlanta. They paid Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins is old. Trevor Lawrence is young.
Look at Daniel Jones.
Time to grow.
Daniel Jones got paid all
Daniel
that
Jones
money.
has been trash since he came into the league.
I'm just saying, the Giants' dumbass gave them all that money, and look what happened.
Yeah. And that's a big pill they have to swallow because Barkley is the man.
Yeah, they should have kept Barkley and let Jones' dumbass go. I can't believe Minnesota picked him up. But yeah, that I think that was a mistake on the Giants' part. And here's the thing. I don't think the Giants had a good running back since Tinky Barber was in the league. And that was forever ago. And then now you got Barkley, and then you let him go to Philadelphia, who, by the way, is inside your division. That's stupid.
Yeah, well, they felt like Danny Dimes was the man.
Yeah, we've seen that.
I mean, do you think they thought Danny Dimes was the face of the franchise?
I think that the Giants was dumb enough to believe that. But as many times that we talked bad about him, and they should have seen how bad he was. Because they see him day in and day out. We don't see him that much, right? We see him like highlights, or if nothing else is on, we watch a little bit of his game, right? So we seen how bad he was. Again, they see him practice, they see him train, they watch his game. Like, they should have seen something before now.
Dude, they're practicing against their defense.
I'm just saying, they should have seen it.
Kids play in stadiums under the lights.
I'm just saying, if you're trash, if you're trash playing a game, that means you're trash in practice. Just saying, because the way you practice is the way you play in a game, right or wrong.
Well, I'm not going to say that, but I am going to say that he does not produce in games.
And he is right where he needs to be. Practice squad. Practice squad.
He may start.
No, don't wish that luck on me. Don't wish that luck on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't do that. Don't do that.
He may start in Minnesota, dude.
No.
What's that phrase you say? Anything's possible.
No, I promise you, if we start him, that means we're thinking for no reason. And we're almost on a cup of going to the of making it to the divisional championship. Because why would you take out Sam Darnold, who by the way might have had a couple bad games, but he's doing phenomenal.
Well, let me ask you, why did you guys take him for draft capital?
I think what we're looking for is to help out our practice squad, because we got three quarterbacks on the roster, and none of them really. I mean, we had to use a third string to go in the practice squad against us. So I think Daniel Jones is just there for practice squad. Now, don't get me wrong. I like the quarterback coach we have is Josh McCown. I like him. He's done phenomenal things with Sam Darnold, him and Kevin O'Connell. Can that be the same thing with Daniel Jones? I don't know, but I hope not. I don't want to chance it.
Well, I guess we'll see, my friend, Mr. Vikings fan.
Speaking of quarterbacks, what about you? What about your situation? I know I told you how I felt earlier about Justin Fields starting over Russell Wilson. Do you think that's going to happen?
I think it should happen. Russell Wilson has played good ball, but Russell Wilson has not been impressive when he gets in trouble.
I mean, we seen that tonight with Baltimore. I mean, you blame the throw, I blame the tight end for not reaching for the ball.
Well, he had a long run too, and he fumbled it. He got hit and fumbled the ball right, like at the 1 yard line.
Could it be because the age is catching up, or could it be because he was tired, or do you think he got hit hard?
No, he just should have slid. It's a poor decision.
So you think it's a decision?
No, I still think Justin Fields should be. I think Russ. I don't see the Steelers going to the Super Bowl with the way they played tonight. I don't see it. I'm usually all in, but I'm really disappointed today.
But like you said, Pittsburgh does have a lot of injuries, and you said you don't want to use that as a cusp of losing, but you do have some key players that was injured. George Pickens is one of them. Do you think Pickens could have made a difference tonight?
It doesn't really, because the other receivers stepped up. There were no George Pickens like catches tonight, but
And I'm
the premise of the game is to win the game,
and I'm
and it
surprised that
starts with the quarterback. And the defense didn't play that great either.
hear me when I tell you that, because they didn't. But what I seen the last of what I could is Micah, what Fitzpatrick interception Lamar Jackson in the red zone. I thought that was gonna be a turning point. I did, and then Russell Wilson turned around and throws a pick six. Um, I mean, look. I think Lamar Jackson, that was a poor decision on his part, but Fitzpatrick was trying to win that game, and he did what he could have done. And he seen that ball and he wanted it. He wanted it. So I can't.
Jacksonville had 3 turnovers, 3, and we lose the game.
And I don't think I think your defense played really well for the most part. I mean they put pressure on Lamar Jackson as much as they could. They put a lot of pressure on him. I think what hurt them though was putting that pressure on him and leaving one-on-one coverage of Zay Flowers. He burnt his man. I think that was. We see Mark Andrews. I mean, you can't leave those guys in one-on-one coverage, but you need to put pressure on Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, and they just don't blitz. I don't know why. Everybody on the planet blitzes, but they feel like they don't need to blitz because of their pass rush. But you got to blitz sometimes, man, especially when games are on the line. The division title is on the line.
Oh, they still got a chance.
You got to step outside of that comfort zone.
But they're like
throw some at teams that they haven't seen from you.
So those two teams, Pittsburgh and Baltimore, are just like the Lions and Minnesota. One team needs to win, one team needs to lose for that division to be theirs. And it could really, very well come down to the last game. Maybe the last game. Maybe this coming Christmas game. Maybe Pittsburgh beats KC and Baltimore loses, and that could give them the fuel to win that division. I don't know. I mean, it's going to be a nice little run for those sports for sure, of Minnesota Lions and Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Baltimore couldn't get it done tonight. Pittsburgh couldn't get it done tonight, but they might get it done in the next 3 games or next 2 games. My bad.
Which brings me to my next point. I'm shocked that you being a Lamar Jackson dog, and you picked Pittsburgh.
I did pick. I did. Hear me out when I tell you this. He's only thrown 4 interceptions, and his first interception came after throwing the ball 100 times. And that was, I have to say, it was one of the greatest defensive players that plays the game right now. And Fitzpatrick, that interception of the ball, it was a clean interception. There's nothing I can, even though he did that, you seen Hodbar cover his face up, the coach in the press box cut. He was like, "What the hell was he doing?" Right? They're blaming Lamar for that because they had Zay Flowers' end zone wide open. But
well, you can't see everybody all the time. I mean,
that's true. But
some decisions are made. They're poor.
But
decisions.
If you look at what he did, he looked one way. You have to look other ways. You got to look one way, look the other way, go back that one way, and you got to use your peripheral vision, to look. He's a quarterback, right? I'll say he's the greatest quarterback, but tonight kind of showed me different. He made some poor decisions tonight.
You what vision?
You know what I'm saying? Shut up. He made some way.
God, I love
it. he made some way poor decisions. But that goes to answer your question. Yes, I picked Pitt just because last time when they played, Lamar Jackson didn't do squat. Derrick Henry didn't do squat, and I was like, Pittsburgh needs to win this to win the division. I didn't think they was going to lose like they did.
That makes 2 of us.
But hear me out, and I'll tell you this, and I feel bad. I wasn't watching the game, and Pittsburgh was winning. Right? I came home, turned the game on, and Pittsburgh lost.
You had nothing to do with it.
I was trying to make you feel better.
when Pittsburgh loses games they should have won, I don't think winning the lottery would make me feel better.
What? Yeah, you're probably
No,
right. You're
dude.
probably right. You're probably right. Because if Minnesota lost against the Lions and they know they need to win that game to win the division, if I won the lotto, I'll still be kind of pissed. I'll be a lot pissed. Because that's home field advantage
I
we could have got.
mean, oh.
That brings me.
I mean, plus it also it kind of gives you a definition of who they are, right? All year you kind of question who you are, what kind of team are you, and then when you're facing teams like the Eagles, that's a big game for you to make a statement.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, is the Eagles good? Yeah, but Pittsburgh showed holes in that game against Philadelphia that Philadelphia has. Philadelphia has a lot of holes.
Yeah, they didn't exploit any of it. That's one thing when the defense creates opportunities for a not so great offense, you got to make better play calls. Running the ball, trying to establish the run when clearly you need to throw the ball. You need to get away from that. Get outside of that.
That might be true, but here's me, I'll tell you this. They did shut down Saquon Barkley. The passing game opened up, though. We didn't think the passing game was there, but it was there. We talked about that on the show as well. It was the passing game of A.J. Brown and Hurt. It came alive, that game. For some odd reason, it came alive. I don't know why.
It's just Pittsburgh they just folded. They folded.
I think it's going to be different in the playoffs. Teams come playing different in the playoffs. But
dude, we lost 2 in a row. What do you think that's doing for their morale, dude? Come on.
It should tell them
they got it now. Kansas City, they're in the playoffs, but they can sink to a wild card team.
They could. But hear me out when I tell you this. I don't think Kansas City is going to beat Pittsburgh. I don't.
Well, I don't either, but
the way that KC played tonight against Houston, and I'm not saying Houston's better. I'm not saying Pittsburgh's better than Houston, but their defense plays identical.
Well, Houston beat themselves today,
just like Pittsburgh beat themselves against Baltimore.
No, Pittsburgh sucked against Baltimore.
Speaking of sucking, that's going to be my next topic. I'm glad you brought that up. Oh, the best picks for the 5 worst teams. Tennessee, we're going to start with them having the 5th pick. We know they need a quarterback, but we know that Travis Hunter's going to be number 1. Who do you think is going to be the first quarterback off the board, maybe to one of these teams? We'll start with Tennessee. Who do you think Tennessee should get?
I don't know. Don't care. I'm not a Tennessee fan, but I do know that they're going to go after a quarterback.
I mean,
I have to believe they're going to go after a quarterback.
You would think. So, hear me when I tell you this, because the draft board is saying that they're going to get Carter from Penn State, who's an edge. That is on the mock draft, right? I think that mock draft is wrong. I think that whoever did that, it could be Mel Kiper, I don't know. But I think he's bullshitting. I think he needs to go back and do his fucking research. Because we know Tennessee's going to get a quarterback.
I don't know why people believe that Mel Kiper is the know-it-all.
I mean,
he's horrible.
I mean, look, because to me, you got Jalen Monroe coming out of Alabama. If he's on that board, why would you not take him? Why would you not take him?
Milroe, not Monroe. Milroe.
Whatever, same thing. Tomato. But why would you not take him? Why would you want to get an edge, right? Why would you want to get him?
Well, you got to start on the defense too, but I don't know what kind of sense that makes.
It doesn't make sense at all. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. I mean, again, and that's just on the first one, right? That's just on the first one. I know there's multiple are going to be coming out, but this is just the first one that I've seen. And I seen that, I'm like, That's a head scratcher. Why would you do that? Why? And then you got the fourth pick. You got the Panthers. What do you think the Panthers going to do? What do you think they should work on? I would say a line, but most people might say a receiver. What do you think the Panthers should work on or should draft?
Don't know and don't care. Not my team, but they got a lot of work to do.
I mean, they got McMillan
out of a lot of work to do.
Out of Arizona. They got him going number 5. To Carolina,
they have to make a drastic, and I don't know if they're going to have the picks, but they're going to have to do like the Texans did in order for that team to be successful.
Trade and get draft picks. I mean, yeah, of course, definitely.
I can't see that happening. The Texans made some very, very strategic.
Houston, but here's the thing. Here's the thing with Houston, though. Houston was in the place that they needed to change, right? I hate to say this, Deshaun Watson. Anyways, they was in a place because he didn't want to be there no more, especially after his sexual charges. They didn't want him there either, so they had to do something, and they traded him for draft picks. They gave up some other guys from draft picks, right? Who can Carolina do that with? Because if you give up Young, that's saying that you need a quarterback again. You can't do that.
No, it's going to take a while for them to crawl out of the hole they're in. I mean, they can be competitive, but not be ready for the playoffs. But they can build off of this draft if they make the right draft choices, which is, like you said, protection first and foremost. They can start to build off of that. I don't think they'll. I mean, Bryce Young's going to have a long road ahead of him.
Oh yeah, for sure. Next up, I hate to say this, but it's the New England Patriots at number 3. And again, these could change, with wins, losses. But right now, I got them sitting at number 3. And when I'm going back to this draft mock, they got Travis Hunter going to New England. I think he's gonna be the first pick. There's no way that he's gonna fall at number 3 to New England. That can't happen
unless they trade up.
Again, yeah, unless they trade up. But who's gonna give up that number 1 pick? Giants, Las Vegas. I don't see them trading.
They'll have to make a spicy deal.
They don't have nobody over there to get that. They don't have nobody over there unless they're going to throw in Mayo.
You never know.
That'd be stupid. And that brings me to my next team. At number 2, and again, this can change. Right now, it's Las Vegas. They got Las Vegas getting Deion Son. Oh, I'm sorry, no. They got Las Vegas getting Cam Ward. I'm sorry, Cam Ward. Again, this kid out of Miami, Florida, he's good, decent, but I don't think he's better than half these guys in the draft, right? I just don't.
Yeah, but they need a quarterback.
They do, but why would you go get Cam Ward? There's multiple guys in that draft that's better than him. Way better than him.
Maybe he fits their system. I don't know. That's a good question, but then again, I never really believed any of these mock drafts.
And that brings me to the next team, the Giants. We know the Giants need a quarterback. They got them drafting Deion Sanders' I don't think Deion Sanders' is better than half of these other guys either.
No, I don't.
And I don't see Deion's son getting drafted before Travis Hunter. I'm just saying. And they need a running back as well. If I was the Giants, I would go get Ashton from Boise State because they got him falling down to the Cowboys. I don't think he's going to fall down that far.
Again, it's a mock draft.
I know, but I'm just saying this mock draft is stupid. They need to redo this.
Yeah, I never paid attention to the mock draft. I would say that they may get 10% of those predictions right, and no more than that. I mean, I just
Because
don't.
remember I told you about what's running back's name I told you about from Iowa. I said that y'all
Who?
they got you.
Oh, what is that kid's name? Was it Jamal something or what's his number 2? I remember his number.
Oh
He's wearing the right colors though.
oh, Johnson's his last name. Caleb Johnson. They got and I don't understand that because I don't see Pittsburgh wanting to give up Najee Harris or Jalen Warren.
Well, they didn't pick up his 5th year. I don't think they'll give up Jalen Warren, but.
And here's the thing: maybe they didn't pick up his 5th year because maybe they want to give him a better contract than what he's asking for. Who knows?
That's a possibility. I don't think the Steelers are going to go O-line. If they do, it might be for depth. But I think they need to beef up their defensive line.
Who do you think you think Pitt can draft up, or do you think they where they're at right now? And I think they're sitting at 23.
I don't know. Omar Khan is unpredictable.
I mean,
he's really unpredictable. He can pull a rabbit out of a hat.
And I'm like you. I mean, Minnesota, they need some help on the O line. I'll go get a tackle. I mean, we've seen what our tackle can do. He's not great. He does get us some penalties. I say go get a tackle.
Yeah.
I mean, and again, this is just a rough estimate of these picks. Things can change at the end of the season. And again, these are just the 5 worst teams that I thought of. I mean, there's probably plenty more teams that's worse than these 5, right? But these are the 5 that I can think on my hand that's worse than the teams right now.
I mean, dude, do you see how much these mock drafts change at the end of the season up until the draft? They change every week.
Oh yeah, I know, and that's what I'm saying. And I get these teams would jump up and down. I mean, again, Las Vegas could be number 2, or it could be number 1. Giants could be number 2, vice versa. This is my order right now of how I wanted to do it. So, I mean, who knows?
I mean, not even bad. I mean, it's just now you think about it.
But hear me out when I tell you this.
Not so much as far as movement, but as far as players.
Oh, as players, yeah, absolutely. Now hear me out though.
Teams have gone in other routes. Oh, he was, he was predicted to be picked by such and such, but such and such turned it in and picked them up themselves, and it changes. You never really know.
Hear me out. Hear me when I tell you this, because Las Vegas and the Giants both, they need a quarterback and a running back. To me, if I was the Giants, I'll make a splash. If you got the number 1 pick, I'd go get Travis Hunter, right? Go get Hunter, help out Neighbors on one end, but also I'm not hating on Ashton out of Boise State. You need a running back. You can always get a quarterback in the late rounds.
Yeah.
I mean, again, Las Vegas, the number 1 pick. I wouldn't mind them getting Travis Hunter, but I'm also looking at like the boy from Boise State looks pretty good.
I haven't looked at much of anything, right? I don't usually look until near the end of the season. I don't know how plentiful the receivers are this year, but it seems like you can get good receivers. There's always a lot of good receivers.
So I think this class is nothing but good running backs and receivers. I think that's me. That's my opinion. I think this class here got better receivers and running backs in this draft.
Good.
So,
good.
I mean, is it like years before? No. I mean, again, I think you have a lot of first, second round picks, and rounds 1 and 2. That's going to be receivers, running backs. That's my opinion. again, I know teams need quarterbacks. I wouldn't get a quarterback until maybe third or fourth round. Um, I think there's plenty of players that's better than Deion Sanders' son. People might hate me for saying that. I don't care. But I think there's plenty of people in this draft better than him, offensive and defensively.
I agree. I mean, Shador is good, but he's not the best option.
And again, a quarterback from Alabama. I think he's better. Maybe not coach well better, but I think he's better. I mean, better conference, a better schedule, right? Again, it's remain to be seen, right? It's one of those things. Shit in one hand and wish another, right? See what happens first.
What did you say? What did you just say on my family show?
You heard me. Wish in one hand and shit in another. Ain't that what the saying always goes?
Oh my goodness. There are children listening.
Well, I'm pretty sure kids cuss nowadays, so again, shit.
There are children that want to have their own podcast.
Okay, Pat McAfee cusses. No comment.
But you're right. You're right, though. You're right.
And most of these kids listen to rap music, so, and there's a lot more cussing in rap music than come from me.
What are you saying? Are you blaming rap music on everything again?
I'm just saying. No, I'm not blaming rap music. I'm just saying they listen to rap. So if they listen to rap that cusses, they can listen to me to cuss. Okay. I'm not talking about hoes or killing or drugs. I'm just cussing. Speaking of cussing, pause this. Speaking of cussing, hoes, drugs, we got the week 16 picks are in.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. First game was Thursday. We both had Denver. I'm gonna go on a limb. I picked Denver because I told you a couple weeks ago that Denver is playoff material. You said no. I still believe that Denver is still playoff material, even though the loss against the Chargers. Chargers is a little bit more of a veteran team than Denver. I still think Denver can win that division, and I still think Denver's going to be a handful getting into the playoffs.
Yeah, but Denver's got to win on the road if they get in the playoffs.
I think they can. I'm hoping it comes down to these two teams again, because I really have confidence in Denver. I like Bo Nix. I'm still high on Justin Herbert.
Denver's a confident team right now, but that's a tall wish list too.
I still think they're going to be a trouble in the playoffs, especially if they come out scoring and stopping the score. I think this team's going to be reckless. They're going to be a force. I promise you. Next game was Houston and Kansas City. We both had Houston. I felt like Houston had a chance of beating KC. I think they hurt themselves in this game. Honestly.
They did.
I mean, I know Dell got hurt, but that doesn't mean nothing because you still got, like you said, next man up, right? They got more receivers over there. But I just don't see this team going in the right direction. I had high hopes for Houston this year. I did. I just don't think they're going in the right direction. They're going to win that division, but they're going to lose out the first game in the playoffs.
Do you think they'll go further into the playoffs than Washington?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. They will not go that far. No.
Interesting.
Even though I want to say yes, because I like CJ Stroud, but no, they would not. Just because the way they played today, they played like shit today. But another thing is, the NFC is not really. It's a good conference, right? The NFC is a good conference, but if you go look at the AFC, look over who's over there. You have Kansas City, you got Pitt, Baltimore, the Chargers, you got Denver, right? The list could go on. If you go with AFC, you have the Lions, Minnesota. You got a couple, Philadelphia. You got a few good teams, right? Who could be dangerous. But the AFC, there's a lot of teams that could be dangerous, and I'm not just saying that.
True.
But I mean,
It's happened.
do you believe that they could? Do you believe? Do you think so?
I like Washington. I think Washington needs to tighten up their defense a little more, but
Do you think them having?
offensively they can move the ball. The same thing as C.J. Stroud, but I just think Washington is just a more
And this goes
I
back
think they're
to
hungrier than.
well, and this goes back to what you said. They got film on C.J. Stroud, right? Because he played last year as a rookie. This year, they don't got a lot of film on Jaden Daniels because he has, this is a rookie year. Now, next year, they're going to have a lot of film on him. And it goes back to what you always say. They got film, they don't have film. And this could be that case.
I mean, look at Anthony Richardson.
Oh,
he got his job back, but he still has the same problem.
Look, Anthony Richardson, I had high hopes, and you know this. I had high hopes for him as a rookie. He got hurt. This year, I had little high hopes for him. Then he tapped his helmet and wanted to come out of the game. My hopes for him is done and over with. I believe he should be out of the Colts organization. I don't think he should be the face of that future of the franchise. Look, I'm not a Colts fan.
Are you labeling him as a bust?
Yes, I do. I'm not a Colts fan, but I really believe that the Colts need to do something with him. I think he's a cancer to that team.
You think it's the coach system, or is it just him?
I think it's him. And again, I had high hopes for this guy coming into the league. I was high horse on him. Not now. I think they.
Yeah, you did. He's got weapons out there. The defense is fairly good.
I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think it's coaching.
I think it may be him too.
I think it's him. I really do. I mean, because when you get Matt Ryan in that system, and I know he's been in the NFL a while, but you put him in that system, he's doing better than Anthony Richardson did, right? He won some games. Didn't make a lot of money.
Do they go for Kirk Cousins in Indianapolis?
If I was Indy, I would not get Kirk Cousins. I don't do it because again, you got young team. It's a young team. Look what happened to Falcons. You get Kirk Cousins over there in the Colts. It's gonna be a mix mash, right? Don't do it. Don't do it. If I was the Colts, if Pittsburgh, and I know Pittsburgh's gonna do it, but if Pittsburgh don't do it, I'll go get Justin Fields. If Pittsburgh does not sign him, I'll go pick up Justin Fields. That's me if I was a coach.
Yeah, that would be good.
I just don't see Pittsburgh giving up Jones. Speaking of Justin Fields, we both have Pittsburgh beating Baltimore. I'm a Lamar Jackson fan. I love Lamar Jackson. I think he's going to be the greatest quarterback. I didn't have high hopes for him this game because the last game he played, it was a sloppy, terrible game, right? This game he played really well.
Oh, he played okay. I wouldn't say really well.
He played better than what he did.
He made some poor decisions.
But he's 2-4 against Pitt. And I think this is a better game than when he's ever played against Pitt.
2-4 is not a good record.
No,
500.
I'm just saying he's moving that record up. But I think this is the best game he's played against Pitt. I do. Yes, he threw an interception.
You like Lamar Johnson?
It's Holder. His name is Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson.
You're talking about somebody that is inconsistent.
He
probably still think he should be MVP.
Hell yeah, he should be MVP.
No.
Actually, I think
he's definitely out of MVP race.
I think Saquon Barkley should be MVP, but I think Lamar Jackson should be up there with him. The guy threw 4 interceptions. 4. He has the best quarterback rating.
You're telling me he's better than Jared Goff and Josh Allen?
Josh Allen and Jared Goff? No. But yes, he should be up there in that talk. Is he better than Joe Burrow? No. But he should be in that talk. And again, this is coming from a guy who got weapons now. Joe Burrow's had Jamar Chase. Jared Goff has Brown. Lamar Jackson
You're
has.
not going to get MVP, and you're not on a winning football team.
They beat Pittsburgh today. Just FYI.
Winning.
They beat.
Look at their record.
They're the same record as Pittsburgh.
Nobody in Pittsburgh should get MVP.
I think T.J. Watt should.
Defensive, and I'm talking about MVP of the league.
I think T.J. Watt should got it. Look, they robbed him out of Defensive Player of the Year. You might as well go ahead and make it happen. Give him the MVP. Make it better.
Well, he should, but he don't have as many sacks as he normally.
That's because he's.
Would.
You know why? Because he's like, why should I do this? And I got stubbed by not getting Defensive Player of the Year. He's pissed about it. I'd be pissed too.
Morgan.
What?
He can still be in the run for DPOY, but I'm just saying. You
stubbed him at Defensive Player of the Year.
I'm talking
Give
about
him MVP.
Most valuable player of the league. We're not talking about defensive.
I know.
We're talking about overall.
I'm saying they stubbed him for
and
being.
Lamar is not a candidate in my eyes.
That's your eyes. I mean, he has the best quarterback rating. Again, you can't beat that. Now, and I believe, and this is me, I think Barkley should get it, but I don't think he's going to get it. And you're about to get mad when I say this. I think Joe Burrow's going to get it. Have you looked at Joe Burrow's stats? Look at his stats.
Joe Burrow's record.
I know.
MVP is never won
but
by
things might change. Things could change.
On a team that's
things could change.
Team.
Things could change. Have you seen his
Not
stats? Have you seen his stats? Do I got to pull them up here and show you?
They have mentioned his stats, but
they're very
franchise. I'm sorry.
Very, very impressive. For the record they have, very impressive.
Let me tell you this, and this is hands down. If Saquon gets that title and Joe Burrow's stats go up, Joe Burrow's not going to get it.
I think it's going to come down to It's going to come down to Jared Goff, Barkley, and Joe Burrow. It's going to come down to those three.
Barkley's going to get it.
I mean,
you know why Barkley's going to get it?
I want Barkley to get it. I do, because I don't remember, besides AP, I don't remember running back getting it.
I mean, you know why he's going to get it, because the whole world thought that Barkley was done.
Oh, yeah. Even I thought he was done. Even when, I mean, he tore his ACL, I thought he was done. I thought he was over with. Because look, when you tear something that bad, usually your career is over with, right? We've seen it happen multiple times.
Yeah,
Teddy Bridgewater, AP. Yeah, but for some reason, Barkley is a different breed. Way different breed.
Well, Barkley was unstoppable before he got hurt. So, even with the injury, I think he still may have lost a step, but that dude...
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know if he lost a step. I don't know if he's lost a step. And the reason I said that...
His thighs aren't as big as they were.
That's true. But and look, and here I'm going to tell you this. Philadelphia has a better line than the Giants ever did. But Barkley's also, I think, explosive more than when he was with the Giants.
Yes, because even when he was with the Giants did not have a grade A offensive line.
I just said that. But I still think he's more explosive. Even after
he's more explosive because of his line, dude.
I'm still saying, but again with
work with me on this.
Again with the ACL injury, you're not really that explosive.
You're not listening to me, are you?
I'm just saying. We've seen it happen.
The whole line makes a huge difference. That is a running back.
What about Adrian Peterson?
Right.
He tore his ACL.
What about Adrian Peterson? What about him?
He tore his ACL. He was explosive, but not explosive as Barkley is.
Adrian Peterson had a good offensive line, I do believe.
But he wasn't explosive, though. That's what I'm saying. He wasn't explosive like Barkley.
Offensive line, dude.
But you said he had a good offensive line.
Be explosive or huge.
But you said he had a good offensive line.
You have a good offensive line, and that line is getting you 5+ per carry.
Look, you said AP had a good offensive line, but he wasn't that explosive. Barkley has a good offensive line, and he's still explosive.
I don't think it matters. If you have a good offensive line and there's holes there for you,
Oh, it
All
matters.
you have to do is make one man miss on the next level.
We would never see Barkley do what he did.
Pardon?
We would never see Barkley do what he did in the Giants uniform like he's doing in Philadelphia. That's all I'm saying.
Got a better offensive line.
I'm not talking about the offensive line though. I'm talking about like him jumping over.
Pittsburgh, we stopped him in New York, and we stopped him. We kept him at 61 yards in Philly. It just depends, man. I mean, you got to look at the overall picture, dude.
He's still. I think to me he's gonna be.
So you're saying he's not going to get MVP?
I think he's gonna get stubbed. I think he will. I think Jared Goff might get stubbed. I think Joe Burrow might get stubbed. Hear me out when I tell you this, because everybody favors Patrick Mahomes, right? I think they're going to try to get Patrick Mahomes an MVP.
He's not going to get it.
I hope you don't, but I'm just saying. You got to think about it. He's a Tom Brady of the NFL right now. And I hate to say that. What?
He's not deserving of his stats.
He's not. But I remember there was a year Tom Brady wasn't an MVP quarterback, but they gave him the MVP.
I'm not smelling it. You can talk possibilities. I'm going to tell you two players that are possibly going to get it. And that would be Jared Goff or him. Maybe even Josh Allen. And I say that because
if the Bills go to Super Bowl, then I see Josh Allen getting it. You heard me. If Josh Allen can get to the Super Bowl, then yeah, I see him getting it.
Excuse me?
You heard me. Other than that, I don't see it happening. Next up is tomorrow. We got the Giants, Atlanta. We both got Atlanta. I feel comfortable with Atlanta beating the Giants. I feel comfortable with Michael Penix coming in and playing his ass off to show them, hey, you drafted me. I'm going to turn this team around this year to get to the playoffs, and starting with this game against the Giants. I believe it's going to happen.
Possible. It's an improvement over Cousins.
I mean, Giants is a team right now who really can't win games. But I think Penix is going to show them, like, I'm going to be the face of this team. This is my team. And I'm not losing it. So.
If that's a good game to start a game.
Oh yeah, for sure. To get those bugs, the jitterbugs out of you, to get the butterflies out of you, because guess what? Now you're down one game. You got one game under your belt. Now you won't have those butterflies no more. Now you can go out to the next game and play your ass off again without having those butterflies. Because once those lights come on, it's different. It's a different game. Some people do get nervous when those lights come on at first.
Penix is one of the coolest quarterbacks. I mean, look at all the comeback game, and I know it was college, but he played from behind and won games.
Oh, for sure.
He has weapons.
Oh,
he has young average defense,
and the line's pretty good. The line is decent enough for them to do what they got to do to win games. And I think Kirk Cousins, he fucked that up, and it was on him. And now, this is on Michael Penix. Now, Penix will come in there and he's going to show them, I'm your guy.
We'll see. It's probably a game I'm going to watch, more than likely.
Oh, yeah, because my game will come on to 4 o'clock, so I'm definitely going to watch it. Next up, we've got Cleveland, Cincinnati. I picked Cincinnati. I'm not picking Cleveland. I don't care if Deshaun Watson was starting. I'm not picking Cleveland. Not doing it. I got the Bengals. You got the Bengals.
Jameis Winston has God on his side. Have you been keeping up with Jameis Winston and his relationship with God?
Jameis Winston is not starting. I'll tell you right now. It's already been said he's not starting.
Well, if his kid plays poorly, they could pull him.
Dorian, something of the. I've never seen this kid play, but he's playing. He's starting.
He's all right. He's not great.
I'm going to tell you this though.
That's why he was a third stringer. Dude. Come on.
I'm gonna tell you this. Myles Garrett said something, and I think it's still down. And I think he's saying something because I think he wants to win, right? And he said I want to win now. I don't want to rebuild. And I believe that he's afraid they rebuild. They're not gonna go to the playoffs ever again. While he's in that Browns uniform, he has to leave, right? Could Cleveland go after Kirk Cousins? Maybe, but there's more quarterbacks out there that's better than Kirk Cousins. But if I was Myles Garrett, I'll ask for that trade because I believe in my heart the Browns is not going to win now. Get traded while you can. You're 28. No, you're 28. Ask for that trade.
I'll pick Cincinnati, but anything can happen,
Anything.
Both of those teams.
Well, and hear me out. Cincinnati needs to win this game because right now they're potentially a playoff team. They can make the playoffs still. They need some. They need some teams to lose, but they can make the playoffs still.
Not gonna happen.
You don't think it's gonna happen? You don't think it's gonna happen?
I don't think it's gonna happen.
I'm gonna look.
Not gonna happen.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it could. I'm not saying it's not. But I'm saying this is potentially a team that could make the playoffs.
Potentially, but they need a lot of help.
Now
you got
if they make the playoffs,
Texans who are playing pretty good. I don't think Texans are going to lose any more games. I don't think Denver is going to lose any more games.
Well, they also need the coach to lose, and I don't think the coach is going to lose. I mean, I think I got to losing this week. No, I got to win this week, but I don't think the coach is going to lose any more games either. To put Cincinnati in that place to go to the playoffs. Now, and I'm not a Cincinnati fan, but I do have a cousin that's a Bengals fan, and if you're listening, Landon, I love you and I'm sorry, but I don't think the Bengals are going to be a threat that make the playoffs. I don't think it's going to happen.
No, not this year. I think
they're done.
They had their stuff together early in the season. At least 2 or 3 more games won earlier that they should have won.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So they lost to some teams that they can clearly beat.
But here's the thing: Joe Burrow's putting on really good stats. Jamar Chase putting on good stats. Why are you losing? Obviously, it's not the offense, right? Do you blame the defense or do you blame the coaching staff?
Defense. It's the defense.
It is, and I believe in my heart. And
but now he was not accurate early in the season either.
That's true. That is true. I also believe them letting go Joe Mixon and getting Zach Moss, who, by the way, is an under.
We go.
I'm not. Look, he's terrible. Terrible running back. You let one of the greatest running backs to go that ever put on a Bengal uniform, and you get Zach Moss? That hurt. That was like a slap in the fucking face. Because for you to do that...
Greatest running back? Oh, no.
Joe Mixon is the greatest running back. One of the greatest running backs to play for Cincinnati. And you let him go to Houston, again, in the AFC, by the way, and you bring in Zach Moss, who had one good year. One good year. You bring in Zach Moss. That's why the coach let him go. He wasn't that great.
Cheaper. A lot of teams are trying to save money. They would have had to give Mixon a good contract. They could bring what's-his-face in Moss in for cheaper and maybe get not the same performance, but enough to get the team by.
So, do you believe they got money now to keep Higgins and Jamar Chase?
I don't think they're going to be able to keep both of those guys. We've already had this discussion. One of those guys is gone unless Burrow takes a pay cut.
I don't think he's going to take a pay cut. I think Chase would stay. Look, I like both of them. I like Higgins and I like Jamar Chase. But I think the Bengals need to keep Jamar Chase. That's me.
You get another receiver in the draft.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Let Higgins go, keep Jamar Chase. Next up is Detroit and Chicago. I know I was talking shit about Detroit and how they might lose against Chicago, but I got them beating Chicago. And the reason why I got to beat Chicago is it's the Bears.
What are you saying? Are you saying Caleb Williams can't have a superb game before the end of the season?
I'm saying exactly what I said. The Bears it's the Bears. They're a shit team. They're a laughingstock of the NFL, just like the Browns, just like Tennessee.
What does it say about Denver or Detroit if they lose to the Bears?
If Detroit loses to the Bears, I'm gonna be happy because that's gonna give the Vikings a chance to win the division easily, right? But no, look, I want both teams. I want Detroit and Minnesota both to win because then it will go to Detroit next week for that divisional game. That if we win the division. I want that. I want it to come down to one game. I don't want it to come down to we beat Seattle, y'all lost to Bears. If we beat you in Detroit, we win anyways, right? I don't want that. I want it to be a tough fight battle. And if they lose to the Bears, I know it's going to bring down the morale because you lost 2 games. You lost against the Bills, and now you're losing against Chicago. Now you got to play Minnesota next week. Your morale's already down. It's going to be down even more because you lost. Now you're playing against one of the toughest defense before the playoffs.
You don't think they'll be ready for that?
No, I don't. I really don't.
Are you being biased?
No, I'm not being biased. I told you earlier they lost 3 besides Adrian Hutchinson. They lost 3 key defensive players. Not to mention David Montgomery. I'm not being biased. I'm just being for real. Stating facts. Don't like facts. I'm sorry, but I'm stating facts.
Your facts are insane.
My facts being honest because because 2 of
those
players that got hurt.
Much talent on the offense. Let's forget about the defense quickly.
No, because defense wins championships.
Keep them in the game.
Defense wins championships. If you can't stop, if you cannot,
those are the players.
If you cannot,
those defenders, they did not lose for the season.
If you,
they will come back.
One towards ACL.
Hutchinson is out.
He is out, but the other guy that they got when Adrian got hurt towards ACL, he's out. He's done. Can't come back.
Okay. Now, what about the other 2?
The other 2 can come back if they make the Super Bowl.
Yeah, be back in the playoffs.
Just like, I don't know, one's jaw got broken, he had to get surgery. I don't know. I don't think he's going to rush it coming back soon.
Guys play with concussions. Why not play with a broken jaw?
We've seen what happened with the fucking concussion. Look at Tua. CTE can happen. A broken jaw. I'm just
saying.
Broken jaw is a little different. You can't open your mouth wide enough to fucking put your mouthpiece in there. If you get hit hard enough, or if you hit somebody hard enough, you're gonna break that jaw. I don't think you should come back. You're risking it.
The NFL
risking it.
And
he had surgery.
He had beliefs in their helmets.
But you had surgery. You're not gonna come back and play after surgery. You're not doing it.
Dude, you know how much stuff they can come up with to protect him?
Nah,
I mean, I get what you're saying.
I don't see it.
But I've seen players come back with these robotic ankle protectors, knee protectors.
I see that too, but
guys are playing with cash.
This young guy who broke his jaw and had surgery, I know he's not going to come back into the Super Bowl. I know it. David Montgomery ain't going to come back into the Super Bowl. I know that.
They just say he's out for the season? They didn't say that, did they?
They're not going to Super Bowl, so yes, out for the season.
I think
the rush defense.
These players missing.
The rush defense is going to be terrible because now you're missing Adrian Hutchinson. Now you're missing the other guy. It's going to be terrible.
Bad. I think they can survive the playoffs.
No, we've seen it when they got hurt in the third quarter against the Bills. The Bills won, right? Did the Bills not win? And his guys got hurt in the third quarter.
They don't have any caliber teams like the Bills.
It doesn't matter.
They're going to be up against in the NFC.
Doesn't matter. Does not. The Vikings defense. Vikings defense is up there in the league. One of the best defense up there.
Vikings defense is vulnerable too. They have vulnerability.
They are. But and also, not to mention the offense. If that defense cannot stop the offense, our defense can stop that offense. Vice versa.
You're being biased.
I'm not being biased. I'm being fucking for real. I'm being honest.
Being biased here.
I'm being honest. I'm being honest. Because if we stop Gibbs, who are we going to have Gibbs coming in for? Because now, not only you're out with David Montgomery, you got Gibbs. He's going to have the ball more times than anything, right? Because you don't have another good running back over there to go with him.
Montgomery and Gibbs, dude.
It's a 1-2 punch. 1-2 punch.
Minnesota can't stop that.
But now Montgomery's out, so now they got to rely on Gibbs. So again, when Gibbs get tired, who's going to come in for him? Nobody, because they don't have nobody over there.
You know what? Gibbs doesn't have to run the ball that a lot to get rest. He can fall back into pass protection to get rest. He doesn't have.
I don't think he's not going to be
totally active.
He's not going to be full aware of stopping those big motherfuckers coming in that line trying to get those quarterback.
They can bring in a back to give Gibbs a breather for pass play.
We don't know how good we don't know how good the other running backs are. We don't know how good those running backs are that can block. We never seen them block because we don't know how good they are.
The objective is to get Gibbs some rest.
Okay, that's I get that. Objective. I get that, but if you bring the other running back in to block, how we know he's not going to get pushed over? How we know he's not?
You can still keep a tight end back to block. It doesn't matter. You are a coach. I played offense. You played defense. You even played some offense. Dude, there are ways to get your number one guy rest. Think about it.
I'm just saying.
Think about it.
I'm just saying. If you take Gibbs off the field, you give him a breather, and you put this other guy in, how we know he's not going to block?
So you saying the tight end can't block better than Gibbs?
I'm just saying, you said a tight end, but when they're coming off of the edge, the tight end is.
Dude, you can put the tight end in the backfield. What are you talking about?
I would use a fullback then, because you could use a tight end to go out for the pass play.
Tight end, if you're getting that much pressure, you're going to have to use the tight end.
Oh yeah, I know.
I mean, there's no way out of that.
And hear me out when I tell you this, because we've seen this.
Quarterback is dirty.
Minnesota didn't put a lot of pressure on the Lions last time they played, and I'm not saying they can't do it this time, right? But it was.
You can even bring in an extra lineman, dude. Come on.
But that's what I'm getting at. Hold on now. The Vikings didn't put a lot of pressure on the Detroit Lions last time they played, right?
I hear you.
This game might be the same. This game might not be a lot of pressure. This game might be a zone or a one-on-one with some offensive players. I don't know. I just know that Lions defense is going to be trash. If the Bears score 20 points on his Lions defense, I'm telling you, I told you so.
Well, you can say I told you so all you want to, but I'm telling you, the Lions are going to the Super Bowl.
Negative. I'm done. We're going. Next game is Tennessee and the Colts. We both have the Colts over Tennessee. The Colts needs to keep this game alive so they beat in the playoffs. I'm done with you with the Lions making the Super Bowl. So the Colts, Detroit, Tennessee Titans. We both got the Colts. Tennessee is done. Put a fork in them. They're done. I don't see.
So is Indy, but you had to pick one out of the two teams.
And I wasn't going with Tennessee. I was not doing that. Not doing it. I just don't.
No, I wasn't either.
I just don't see Tennessee winning any more games. I don't think they're going to win the last two. Next up is the Rams and Jets. I had to go with the Rams. I could go with the Jets because the Jets suck. Jets suck.
Ooh, Aaron Rodgers.
Who?
Aaron the Man Rodgers.
I think you're going through a tunnel, but I'm pretty sure you said Aaron Rodgers was the man. Is that what you just said?
I mean, that's the way the NFL had him.
Hold on. Did you just call Aaron Rodgers? Time out.
Then they started to criticize him.
Time out. Did you just say Aaron Rodgers was the man? Did you just call him the man? You need to put down that red Solo cup that you got with alcohol in it. Put it down.
You don't think there was a time that he was the man?
Big F no.
Oh, please.
No.
He's won a league MVP.
It doesn't matter. He's the man.
He's got a Super Bowl. Romo,
That doesn't make him the man, does it?
Aaron Rodgers
It
at
does not
one
make him the
time
man. It does
was
not
the
make
man.
him the man. It does not make him the man. Not even a little bit.
Mr. Hail Mary. Mr. Hail Mary.
Does not make him the man. What makes you the man is not be a crybaby when you get criticized. Not be a big old baby when you don't have good receivers. Okay? Make things happen.
What are you saying? You're saying he won't try to make a statement. And I, too, did not pick the Jets. But
he got into it with Ryan Clark.
He's not going to go out there and try to make a statement?
No. He's a big crybaby. No. He's a cancerous to the Jets. He's a liar and he's a sore loser. No. No statement. A statement.
This is last season with the Jets.
Yes. He needs to retire. Pack his bags up. Hit the road. Sit at home. Retire.
Retire? Or play for another team?
No. Retire. You're taking up space for young talent.
On his career. It's over.
Yeah. Pull the thread on him. Matter of fact, if I was a Jets coach, I would sit that motherfucker on the bench. You ain't playing no more. 2 games, no. You're done. We don't need you. We're not in the playoffs anyways.
You bench him.
Bench him. No. You don't need to play. You got 2 games left. You might as well tank for the rest of the season.
You don't bench an Aaron Rodgers.
I'm benching him. I am benching him. They was going to anyways. Why not do it now? You got 2 games left. You ain't going nowhere. You can't make the playoffs. You could be a sour team of hurting another team making the playoffs, but sit the bench, man. No. I don't need you playing. Sit the bench. Make a statement. The statement is sitting him on the bench. So what if you get fired because you did that? Who cares? You're not the head coach anyways. You're interim coach. You ain't getting that job. Sit him down. No.
Right.
Sit him down. No.
Okay. We both picked the Rams. Okay.
This next game has me.
It's a solid pick.
This next game has me a little puzzled because who you picked. It's Philadelphia and Washington. We both got Washington. I know we both are high on Washington right now because of the offense and defense. But do you really think they can beat Philadelphia?
Yes.
Do you think?
If I didn't believe that, I wouldn't have made my pick.
I believe they can stop. I believe they can stop the passing game, but because we know that there's some history going on right now with Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown. Yes, they played together 1 game so far after that incident. And they did good, right? But can they keep it up? I don't think so. I don't think they can keep it up. I think Barkley's going to put that team on his back, like he has been doing.
You don't think they can keep it up?
No. I think one mistake is going to cause everything to go chaotic again. I think Jalen Hurts is going to look away and throw it to Devontae Smith's side, and AJ Brown's going to be like, I was open, he was not. Why'd you look his way, not my way? It's going to be a big old fight again, and this time's going to be worse because AJ Brown's going to ask for trade.
Now, if he does that, do you consider him to be a cancer?
Yes, because now you're back stating your statement of what you said the first time, and now you ask for a trade because of this. So yeah, you definitely be a cancer. Is he good? He's definitely good. But let your game speak. Don't let your words speak. Actions show better than words, right?
If he complains while they're winning, there's a chance he can complain if they lose.
Yes. Why complain if you're winning? If you're winning games, don't complain. Yes, I get it. You want the ball because you want your stats, right? I get it. Yes, we all want stats. But at the end of the day, this is a team game, not a one player game, right? One player can't win the game by himself.
Right.
So
I agree.
I mean, if he does this action again, I'm gonna blame him instead of what I did last time. Because the last time I blamed it on offense. This time, or on the coaching. This time I will blame it on him. He's gonna be a TO. He's gonna be an Antonio Brown. He's gonna be a cancer. Get rid of him.
Really?
Yes. Because if you do this in the middle of the season while you're winning games next year, how we know you? We can't trust you because now How we know you won't do it in week 1 or 2, or going into the preseason games, or going to workouts, OTAs? How we know you won't do this then? It's going to cause friction between the team. Get rid of them before that happens.
Yeah, that's true.
Next up, I mean, we see it happen way too many times. I mean, kill it before it kills you, right? And the reason why I say that is because if you let this go on, your whole team's chemistry is going to go to shit. Barkley isn't going to play up to his par. The line isn't going to really block. Hurts really ain't going to want to throw the ball to him. If he does throw the ball, A.J. Brown might not catch the ball because he might not be expecting it. And he might not even run as hard.
Possibility. Yeah.
So, and I'm not hating on the Eagles. I'm not hating on A.J. Brown. And I'm actually saying that because it's true. I'm not hating it, but it's the truth of what can happen. Seen it way too many times, you know. Next up is Arizona and Carolina. I got Arizona over Carolina. I think Arizona is way better than Carolina, offensively and defensively. I think Kyler Murray is a way better quarterback than what Young is. You got Arizona as well.
You think I have Arizona, but I only have Arizona because of the running game, not because of the quarterback.
Oh yeah, you said that. You said James Conner is better now than what he was in Pittsburgh. You did say that. I mean, they are playing against the Carolina Panthers. But I know
Carolina. I mean, Bryce Young has been hot too. So I mean, it can go either way, but you never know.
That's true. That is true. I mean, look, Arizona needs to win some. They need to win out to make the playoffs, right? And I think it starts with the game tomorrow. When they played the Vikings, when they lost against the Vikings, they needed to win that game. They didn't. They couldn't get it done. I think they can get it done this week and next week.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a possibility. Who are they playing next week? You know.
I'm gonna pull the schedule real quick. By the way, real quick, updated college football. Ohio State's beating the crap out of Tennessee 21-3. I just seen that when I pulled up my app. That is why.
NFL football.
What?
This is NFL football, man.
I'm just saying that's college playoffs.
Get your college podcast, okay?
So they had.
we don't talk baseball. We talk NFL. Okay? So NFL.
So the
National Football League.
So the Rams,
or you could call it the No Fun League.
Whatever. So Arizona plays the Rams next week, which I know. The way the Rams are playing super hot right now.
I'm not gonna. No way.
And then they got the Cardinals. The Cardinals got 49ers after that. So they play the 49ers after. I know they can beat the 49ers because it's a home game, but I don't see them beating the Rams. Again, the Rams are playing hot. The Rams are wanting to make that playoff push, right? They're division winners right now, or leaders right now. I don't see the Rams losing. Next up is Minnesota and Seattle. We both got Minnesota. They're playing in Seattle. Green Bay handled Seattle with ease last week. Minnesota handled Green Bay beginning of the year. I believe Minnesota's
going to. Dude.
What?
Wasn't that you, the one that said the 12th man?
Look, and they did exactly what I said. They did exactly what I said. Green Bay did what I said. Strike first, strike hard, strike now. And that's what they did. They made 2 phenomenal plays with touchdowns before Seattle could even think what happened. They did exactly what I said they should do. Strike fast. They did.
It's not a 12th man to hit Geno Smith.
He's like the 3rd best quarterback right now, looking at stat wise. I'm just saying. By the way, he's hurt. By the way, I don't know if he's playing tomorrow, but he's hurt. So again, Minnesota should beat Seattle with ease.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Addison and Justin Jefferson's going to go off. I think Aaron Jones is going to go off. I honestly want to say you might as well go ahead and bring Daniel Jones in when you get 21 points. But I don't want him to really play. because anything can happen if he plays. Next,
Isn't he on the practice squad? Has he been elevated?
no, he hasn't. Thank God. Thank God. Keep him on practice squad. Next up, we have New England Buffalo. I definitely didn't pick New England. Definitely didn't. Don't even think about it. I picked Buffalo with with everything in it to it. I picked them ease. Um,
Morgan,
I think Buffalo's going to destroy New
Morgan.
England. What?
Isn't that a divisional game, Morgan?
It is divisional. I don't look. I don't like New England. I have a brother that's a New England fan. I'm not sorry, but New England Patriots could go to hell.
What's up with your family, man? New England fan, Cowboys fan. What's going on there with Morgan?
I don't know, but I'm the only one with sense who's not either one of those teams. I'm the one with sense that's a Vikings fan. What has the Cowboys done since the 90s? Not a damn thing. What has the Patriots done besides cheat? Not a damn thing. Well, I'll take it back. Yeah, they did something. Sex trafficking.
Well, they paid their quarterback. Maybe they'll be good next year.
What? You said they paid who? We talking about the Cowboys or New England? What are we talking about here?
I'm talking about the Cowboys, man.
Look, Cowboys need a lot.
They have a franchise quarterback.
Are you talking about Prescott? I knew you were talking about Prescott.
I'm talking about Prescott.
Oh God, Prescott's good. Prescott needs to be a cheerleader. That's what he needs to do. He's good at that. He's not good at being a quarterback. He's a good at cheerleader. Maybe a coach.
Let me ask you something about Prescott. Have you seen any of the Dallas games? And Prescott is up in the booth. He's not on the sideline.
I seen that last week, and that's why I'm saying he's a good cheerleader. Because even when he said he got hurt, he took his head off and he said, "We fucking suck," right? No, my guy, you suck. The organization does suck, but you suck because you letting things happen. You are terrible.
He should be on the sideline, man. He should not be up in a comfortable box. He should be down there with his teammates.
They're going to let that guy do what he wants because he's the face of that franchise. Unfortunately, if I was Jerry Jones, I would let him go. Jerry Jones, I think he's old and senile. I don't think he knows what's going on. I don't think he knows how bad Prescott is. I don't. You let Tony Pollard go, but you keep a sorry court. This is like the Giants. The Giants let Saquon Barkley go, but you kept Daniel Jones. The Cowboys did the same thing. You let Tony Pollard go, who was a really good running back, and you kept a sorry-ass quarterback. And I know my family's quarterback. Or I know my family is Cowboys fans. I got some friends on Facebook that's also Cowboys fans. I'm not sorry, but I'm sorry for you for being a Cowboys fan.
I have co-workers that are Cowboys fans. You know what they're saying about the Cowboys?
They suck?
That now they're fucking up because they're starting to win games.
Did you just drop the F-bomb? Did you just drop the F-bomb?
Now they're fucking up. They had a chance to get a good draft, and now they decided to start winning games.
I just don't see. Man, look. And that's crazy because their game is going to come up in a little bit, and we got to go over that. Next up is Jacksonville and Las Vegas. Holder is a head scratcher because you picked Las Vegas. You picked Las Vegas. It's a head scratcher. Why'd you pick Las Vegas? They have not won any games. They can't win any games. They've been losing games.
They have Max Crosby.
He's out. We went over this last week.
He's not out for the season.
Yes, he is. We went over this last week.
I think the Raiders are better than Jacksonville. How about that?
Their record says different because Jacksonville won one more game than what Raiders has.
One more big game. One more game. Really?
Yeah, Max Crosby was on IR, by the way, buddy. Injured reserve. Injured reserve.
Doesn't matter.
It does matter.
They're still a better team. They're better than Jacksonville. Who does Jacksonville have as quarterback right now?
Mac Jones, who, by the way, is doing really good.
He's great.
He's doing good.
He's great.
Granted, Jacksonville does have a lot of people out. They have Evan Ingram out, tight end. They have Trevor Lawrence out.
You will kiss my Converse when the Raiders win.
I'm going to give you a score because you said that stupid shit. Jacksonville's going to win 21-7.
24-17 Raiders.
I can't believe you picked the fucking Raiders. And you don't like the Raiders. And you lived in California for so many years. You still do not like the Raiders. I'm done with you. Done with you.
I don't believe in Jacksonville. Jacksonville has done nothing. They were a hopeful team.
They have a lot of injuries over there. They have a lot of injuries. A lot of injuries.
Yeah. That's always a good excuse.
It's not an excuse. It's facts. Christian Kirk's hurt. Evan Ingram's hurt. Trevor Lawrence is hurt.
And if they're injured, how do you think they're going to beat the Raiders if they're injured?
Because the Raiders suck balls. Any more brain busters?
Raiders fans, please do not be offended by Morgan's comments.
Those Raider fans.
Doesn't mean anything.
I do mean it. I mean everything I said. The Raiders suck. Big ones. That's why they left and went to Las Vegas, because they suck so bad. Californians didn't want them over there. They got booted out.
It's not a good night for you. It is not a good night for you, is it, Morgan?
It's a good night for me. Matter of fact, it's a great night for me. I feel great. Next up is another head scratcher. You got the 49ers over Miami. The way the 49ers have been playing, I don't think they're going to beat Miami there, bud.
My doctor's a 49ers fan. He's a good guy, and I'm going to go with his team.
I hope he's not listening, because the 49ers suck this year.
I told him you may throw something in there, but still, I believe in the 49ers. I think they're doomed. They're not going to the playoffs.
And that goes back.
Still play, spoiler.
And that goes back to injuries. There's been a lot of injuries going on over the 49ers. I'm not going to say it's coaching, because coaching is wonderful. It's just injuries, a lot of injuries over there. Speaking of that,
why were you earlier talking about Kyle Shanahan being traded?
Because the Bears need a coach. I think he'd be the good coach. I think he'd be the best coach out there for the Bears.
So you're saying they're going to fire Shanahan because of injuries?
I'm not saying he's going to get fired, but I'm saying that there's a big possibility he could go to Chicago.
Maybe you need to drop the solo cup.
I have milk in my solo cup.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't believe it? Okay.
You're drinking the White Russian.
What the hell's a White Russian?
An alcoholic beverage.
I know what it is. I was being a smart ass there, buddy.
Yeah.
Next up, and here's my thing. I'm surprised you picked the Cowboys. I can't believe you picked them.
You picked against the Cowboys?
I did, but you didn't. You picked the Cowboys.
I did.
No, you didn't.
I did.
No, are you sure?
I'm absolutely sure. If you say it, then it's true.
No, you picked Tampa Bay. No, you picked Tampa Bay. No. I'm surprised you picked Tampa Bay because you don't like Baker Mayfield. But you definitely did pick Tampa Bay. I just want to bust you up a little bit.
Tampa Bay because I want to beat you. I didn't pick them because of Baker Mayfield.
Well, we both picked Tampa Bay there, buddy, and we only got a game or two that's different. Las Vegas is one of them. Miami is the other.
And if I would have picked the Cowboys, there would have been 3 games. No.
You would.
Because I want to beat you.
Now, I do want to throw this out there.
Tampa Bay.
I do want to throw this out there because last week we tied. None of us won last week.
Yeah, I know.
We tied.
You didn't text me bragging. I won again.
We tied. Could this week be different? Absolutely, because I'm going to fucking win.
Dude. Chill up, man. You're not going to win.
Yes, I am. I'm going to sweep you. When I sweep you, I'm going to text you a whole bunch of smiley faces and then a finger.
Coach is going to win. What are you talking about? You're going to win.
I'm going to beat you this week. Coach didn't pick anybody this week.
Coach is going to win.
Yeah, he didn't pick nobody. That's why he's going to win.
Coach a big seat.
No. I was in a rush. But I will next week.
Shame.
Coach won last week, though.
And he's supposed to be on the next week's show, isn't he?
Yep. Yes, he is. And I can't wait for him to come on here because he owes me 50 push-ups. I want those push-ups. And I know he's listening.
You're a bad man. You are a bad man.
Next game is the last game.
He did the Browns though, didn't he?
Well, he thought Jameson Winston was going to throw over 300 yards, and he did not even come close. Not even a little bit. Not even a little taste.
Yes, he did. He did say that. I thought he knew something we didn't know, but that makes him human.
It does make him human, but he did beat us last week, though. He won his picks. He beat us. I do give him that. But I don't give him. I'm pretty sure he won last week because he had.
Make up your mind. You say we tied.
Me and you tied.
Saying he won.
No, me and you tied, but he beat us. So me and you tied, but he beat us. So now next week we gotta make sure we beat him.
It's kind of hard to beat Coach.
And the reason why he beat us is because he had Buffalo win and we didn't. That's the reason why he won. Other than that, we was gonna be tied. I'm gonna talk to him about that.
Good for him.
I'm gonna talk to him about
that.
Good
for him.
I'm gonna talk to him about that. But no, yeah. Next week, Coach can come back on the show and talk, and it's gonna be awesome. Monday's game.
Yeah,
it's gonna be awesome because I'm gonna let him know he owes me 50 push-ups. Again, 50.
Let it go. Let it go.
Because I'm going to ask him next week when he comes on the show, what was he thinking about Jameson Winston throwing 300 yards? I told him it wasn't going to happen. It didn't happen. It did not happen. Not even a little bit. I told him he was going to fuck up. He did. He fucked up bad.
Didn't they pull Jameson from that game? They pulled him, didn't
they? They did because he was fucking up so bad. Terrible. I think he got, 100 maybe. He got a little 100 yards. A little over 100. But he was messed up so bad.
Yeah, I know they pulled him,
and they couldn't beat Carson Wentz, and he came in for Patrick Mahomes because he was hurt. Ain't that something? It's terrible.
Easy, okay? Just go easy on
them. Next up is the last game of the week before we get in the Christmas spirit. We got New Orleans and Green Bay. We both got Green Bay. I don't see New Orleans. I think they're out. I mean, they're done. They can play spoiler, but they're done.
Yeah, they're done.
For me, I think it's a rebuild time. I think it starts with the quarterback. I think you should let Carr go. I think you have a quarterback over there, but I think it's time for you to go get another quarterback. Because I don't know how good the second string is. I don't know. I haven't really watched the Saints play as much because I don't care about that team. But like stat wise, I don't think he's that good.
Where you get your quarterback?
I
trade or through the draft?
If I was them, I would. As much as I want, I would say wait to see what Donald and I mean, you need quarterback, right? I'll see what Jones is going to do. See what Cowboys are going to do. Maybe talk to the Jaguars about getting Trevor Lawrence, or even maybe sign a Mac Jones. I mean, you got to do something. You got to do something, right?
No, Morgan.
I mean,
now it makes sense to go after Darnold or
I'm just saying the Saints New Orleans Saints are trash. Saints is trash. That's all I'm saying. That's why I brought the trash quarterbacks.
Does Darnold want to go to a subpar team? Yes, they still have a good defense.
Look, I know we got J.J. McCarthy over there. I know we haven't seen him play because he got hurt. If I was in Minnesota, the way Sam Darnold's playing this year, sign him to another year. Let next year see what it's going to be before you give him a 3-year deal. Sign one more year. See what he does. If he does phenomenal like he's doing this year, 3 years. But that's me. I will try to keep him around as long as I can to see how good he's going to be.
So if you sign him for 3 years, then clearly you let McCarthy go.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Terrible.
No, because if he plays phenomenal this year, you know he's gonna play phenomenal. If he plays phenomenal next year, then you know what you got. You got a gym, and he's a gym. Keep him. I don't think it'll be fluke if he plays well this year. Because if he plays well next year, it's definitely not a fluke. Definitely not a fluke. So why would you
Well,
not?
We're not talking about your team. We're talking about the Saints.
I know.
So let's give me a score for this game.
You really want me to do that? Damn.
I want you to give me an honest to God score that's reasonable.
Man, I don't know if I can do that.
Because you're downplaying the Saints defense right now.
I'm going to say 34-17.
Oh, no, dude. The Saints are giving up 34 points.
Yeah. They're playing in Wisconsin. It's cold there. They're used to playing in the South, which is not, they don't get so cold like it does in Wisconsin. And they play in the fucking dome. And again, yes, 34-7. Yes, 34-17.
Okay. I mean, it is an opinionated show, right?
And it is, and I can't believe I picked Green Bay, but I did.
Because you want to beat me. You didn't pick Green Bay because you hate Green Bay.
I do, but I picked
Green Bay
because I want to beat you. And if I pick New Orleans, I'm not going to beat you. I have to beat you.
You don't know that. New Orleans may win.
I know if they win, it'd be a shock. I'll be happy because that. But I know that I'm going to win. Fans, listeners, for everything we went over, from the draft to the picks to the playoffs, give us your thoughts and opinions of your favorite team and how well they're doing, or what they need to work on if they're not doing so well. Give us your thoughts and opinions on the MVP. We gave out a lot of players who should be in an MVP race. Joe Burrow being one of them. We know that his team's not doing too well, but his stats is speaking for itself. Give us your thoughts. Also, Holder, I think next week we should break down. Maybe we did 1 through 5. Maybe we should break down 10 through 15 of the draft picks. What do you say?
I don't know. It depends on how we're feeling. We'll see. I mean, because that changes all the time.
Oh yeah,
it changes all the time.
It does. I mean,
but it should be a better picture.
Even though we got topics, we still throw stuff in there. This is what I want, because I want fans to interact. Right? Let us know what you want us to talk about on the next show, because next show Coach V will be back on. I will make my list of what the topic should be, and I want the fans to chime in, please. I usually try to give it to Holder and Coach V by Wednesday. So please, I know Wednesday's Christmas, Tuesday's Christmas Eve. Please, I want to know your topics.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't see a lot of shows getting the fans interact. I want to interact with the fans more. I want them to interact with us. So I think this is a good way to do it. Holder, do you want to add anything?
Well, maybe if you wear a pink tutu, they would interact.
I'll tell you what. I'm not wearing a pink tutu, but this is what I will do. I will not badmouth your team if you give me a topic to talk about.
Oh, boy.
And I won't care if it's the Browns or the Cowboys. I won't talk smack if you give me a topic.
Even if it's the Patriots?
Even if it's the Patriots, give me a topic. I won't talk smack.
What?
Yes. You have my word. I won't talk smack. Just give me a topic.
I'm going to put you to the test, buddy.
Matter of fact, when you give me a topic, if it's on YouTube or YouTube page, put your initials down. My Facebook, I can see it. So, but YouTube, just put your initials down. If you email us, put your initials down. That way I'll know. That being said, I want to say appreciate you guys. And don't let 4th down get you.
Okay, well, it has been an interesting show. Again, Coach Barrow will be with us next weekend. Next weekend. Playoff picture is going to be a lot clearer. So stay tuned on that. We should do do some good topics next week. And I'm going to say, what should I say, Morgan? Stay penalty free.